Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox on channel. Time for another Wrecking Crew podcast. Sorry you couldn't do it yesterday. I'm doing it this morning. Hopefully, some of the guys will be able to jump in. As you guys know, I have a pretty busy schedule. But I wanted to do this podcast because it was a crazy week for Microsoft. It was a crazy week for Xbox. It was a crazy week in general. And there's several things I kind of want to get off my chest. I actually wanted to do videos earlier in the week, but like I said, I was just busy. Because there's a lot of stuff to discuss, man. Hopefully, the guys will be able to jump in. As you can see by the title, man, we're going to cover quite an array of topics when it comes to not just Xbox, the console, but Microsoft, the company. And I'd like to get the guys' thoughts on it, if possible. Hey, Toolman, welcome, brother. Thanks for being in the chat. Today's one's going to be a little bit different. I do have to go somewhere, like I normally do. I'm not on Ebot's level, but I'm kind of getting there. So mid podcast, if the guys jump in and they want to keep it going, I have to run a quick errand. You can keep the podcast moving, and I'll be fine with that. Then I can come home and finish it. Hey, what's up, Zink? Yeah, we're just kicking it off right now, dude. Let me know if you want to come in. I have your email. I can shoot you the link. I'll be doing this. If none of the other guys come in, then I'll probably just be doing this for like an hour or so. But thanks for being here, bro. Crazy week. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you're as excited as me, man. With the WNBA. Just a little sidetrack, guys, since Zink's here. WNBA has been fire. Unlimited. I sent you the link on Twitter. But Zink, man, the WNBA has been fire, man. I think the league is starting to pivot. I think they're trying to transition. The only thing I've been upset about is the whole. I'm not upset, but I mean, I've not been able to watch a few games, man, because I don't have cable, and trying to get on the streaming services like Ion and all that kind of. It's a little bit much. You know what I mean? Oh, hold on, brother. Let me. I'll send it again. I really would like your thoughts on all the stuff that's going on, and we'll cover it. We'll cover it. But I know the All-Star game's going on, man. Indiana has a couple of their players there, which is cool because I like all three of them. I mean, and that's the thing, guys. I mean, I'm trying to I try and tell everybody. Paste, send. Yeah, can you check again, Unlimited? It's showing that I sent it. I just sent it again. Toolman says, oh yeah, sorry. Toolman says Caitlin is fantastic. Yeah, she is. She is, man. That triple double, you can kind of see it, dude. You know, when I was coaching my niece or helping my niece, get better at basketball and other stuff, right? She had a lot of stuff going on in her life. Basketball was her outlet. Her mom asked me to, help her out. So I work with my niece and stuff like that, and you can just see it, man. My niece just has this awareness on the court. She's kind of an all-around player. She can do a lot of different things. Very athletic. I see a lot of that in Caitlin, dude. It's just an all-around player, and yeah, dude, I think she's coming into her own, man, and she's only going to get better. And it's interesting because I think it's good for the league. A lot of people I don't see talk about this, but her being better makes the league better, man. Because a lot of times when she goes into town, man, a lot of these girls are hyped to play her, man, and they put out their very best. Because in some games, when you watch them again, in other games when you play other teams, they're not as hyped up, and you gotta maintain that level. But I mean, I've been enjoying it, dude. Kudos to the girls, man. They've been putting on the show, putting in that work. And the league's just gonna have to adjust, man. They still have issues. They have to adjust. Yeah, no problem, Zink, man. I'm sorry about the podcast as well. We'll get it up, dude. I know I say that, dude. It's been crazy at my job, and with my two kids, man, they're transitioning into adulthood. I thought it was funny because my daughter came to me and complained about her paycheck because they take taxes out. So it's been a learning experience for all involved. So Yeah, but no problem. Hey, what's up, Unlimited? Can you hear me, bro? Maybe Unlimited's away from his computer. But he is in the show. Yeah, good, dude. 'Cause we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I definitely want his perspective because this involves something that we talked about on this channel. Oh, I dropped. That's okay, bro. I know. He'll be back. I know that the at least the link is working. Zing says Caitlin Clark was fantastic from day one. The hate for Caitlin was and is legendary. Yeah, and she had there were growing pains, dude. I will be honest. I think some people thought she's just gonna come in and it was gonna be like watching her in the NCAA, and she had some growing pains, dude. But I agree with you, man. The hate for her day one was bad, right? And it was mind boggling, right? Because you know even in the NBA, it wasn't that bad. And then I know, dude, look, women is just a different breed, dude. They are catty, but it is what it is. Dude. You would think that that would catch on a little bit faster as far as the business model, the money that could be made, the fact that they got charter flights, stuff like that. And I know the commissioner was like, well, we were planning to do it, and when that video leaked of her walking through the airport trying to catch a commercial flight, dude. People were shocked. And in fairness to the league, dude, I mean a lot of people was not keeping up with the WNBA, and I'll put my hand up. I'm one of those people, right? But I mean, the speed of the game was a little bit off for her. You could tell. Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey man, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I saw that you did a video on the Dungeons of Hindenburg. I didn't get a chance to see it. I just woke up.
Yeah. I just did a short live stream on the first hour of it.
It's a pretty amazing game, huh?
Yeah, man. It's cool, man. It looks like it's got a little mix of some genres here and there, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
digging it. I'm digging it. It looks like it's gonna be even better than I thought, and I thought the trailer from day one looked good. Also, really like the art style. That cartoony, very animated style art they got going on.
I've been following the developers on Twitter
Hmm.
and anything they put up. I haven't watched Xbox On put a great video on behind the scenes thing where they talk to them. I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if I noticed that's what Xbox is doing, dude. So for all that, and we'll get into this. This is what's pissing me off, dude. So
Hmm.
Xbox are getting all this hate, dude, and these people who are supposed to be covering all this stuff,
Hmm.
right? Don't pick up on it, right? So when Hellblade 2 came out, they actually went to Helsinki. Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, Iceland. They went to Iceland, did a
Hmm.
behind the scenes that way. um, Dungeons of Hindenburg, which is not an Xbox studio, the guys who make that game, right?
All right.
And they did a spot on Xbox On and a behind the scenes kind of thing, like about I think it's 20 minutes, half an hour.
Hmm.
And I'm like sitting there thinking to myself, yeah, and it's not like they're. I hate to use the word refocusing, but Microsoft is definitely
Hmm.
changing up. But they've been doing that for years. But
Yeah.
I think they're hitting the nail on the head, and these guys aren't picking up on it. And then that just tells me that they just don't like Xbox. Either they hate Xbox or they're just trying to, as the kids say, grift. Trying to
Yeah.
get proximity and stuff like that.
It's usually a combination of both.
Yeah. And dude, I have to say, man. I mean, well, we won't jump on this. Just to stay on Hindenburg, and then
Hmm.
Microsoft's kind of like the pivot, right? And I like it, dude. I like what they're doing. Um, and I hope that they continue to do it. And I
Yeah.
think that they will because I think Microsoft, like I said in the title, the Microsoft pivot. I I'm looking at them and I think they realize like, look, dude, we just gotta be us. We just gotta do us, right? They have the money, they have the backing, they know they have their fan base,
Hmm.
and they're trying to broaden, the fan base. And I hate to say it, but it's, I mean, we kind of left them no choice, man. Phil and the Xbox crew, these guys have bent over backwards for the gaming community,
Yep.
showed them a lot of love, right? And the gaming community just basically every time Phil and crew try and give them what they want or try and accommodate them, they just basically turn around and give Phil and crew the middle finger
Yep.
every single time,
Every time.
every time. So and this kind of ties into the Xbox console versus brand thing. We'll even touch on the DEI stuff, which I
Hmm.
thought was funny. But to me, dude, I'm looking at Microsoft and I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. Unlimited, I'm tired. I'm just
Yeah.
tired. You know, it's like an ungrateful kid, an ungrateful child. It's like that. It's like that fellow employee you work with that makes $50,000 more to you that
Mm.
complains that the lunch menu's going bad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's all of that rolled into one, and I'm tired. I'm just tired of it. I've been tired about it, but it really hit kind of this week because all this stuff is going on. Because number
Right.
one, these people don't see it, or they refuse to see it, or or they're just dumb, right? Or they hit on Microsoft so much they don't know what else to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. It's a reaction for these guys at this point.
And I don't know, dude. I just hope they continue to do this. They just um, tone these guys out, you know, turn
Mm-hmm.
them off, and then continue to do what they do. So when certain things happen, this is why I'll explain myself. I feel like I need to because I had some people telling me, dude, it's like, oh, what's up with you, man? You know, these people are hurting, and you talk about I talk about the economy and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, dude, but I'm also I'm also petty, right?
Right.
Right? I'm tired of like I've been paying every time Microsoft had a price increase on Game Pass, I've upped my
Mhm.
just automatic. I don't. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's worth it,
Yeah.
right? And I'm just tired of people weaponizing that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like all other things can go on in the world. You could be paying more for bread. You could be paying more for that number one combo at McDonald's, right? So
Mm-hmm.
everything's up in your life, and I don't hear people complaining about that like they should. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, Game Pass hits, and it's on like CNBC, it's on MSNBC, it's on Fox, right? And in a way, I can understand because it's Microsoft and it's a business thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then everybody takes it and runs with it,
Yeah.
and the worst perpetrators are the own community, right? So, anyway, sorry, that's my little
Uh,
rant to pick up your
yeah.
show.
What's funny is that what I love when the community just runs with it is that it's clear they don't know what they're talking about,
Yeah,
and so that's what just makes it extra funny to me. You know that they're talking, they running their mouth, they're saying words in English, but none of it really makes sense when you think about it for more than 5 seconds. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And that's what always gets me. You know, you know the price increase for Game Pass that was bound to happen eventually. Shout out to Hebot because Hebot made a video on that like 2 years ago.
yeah, yeah,
About like 2 years ago, man. So you know, uh, and gamers, listen. I realized since getting into this side of the gaming world, since digging deep into this community, this horrible, terrible community. I've come to the conclusion that gamers are our own worst enemies.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where if we just embrace the good stuff and just call out the bad stuff consistently, not when it's just your favorite brand, but consistently, things will be in a better place, right? But since for some reason, even the people with larger platforms than us, even worse than us, their brand
yeah,
loyalty, the Sony and Nintendo, like there is no reason in hell that someone like Colin Moriarty should be so easy to point out his hypocrisy when in 2020 the third party games Xbox had didn't count, but in 2024 the third party, he wants people the same audience he told. No, it don't count with Xbox. He's done the exact same audience that it's okay PlayStation don't have games and try to name these third party games that nobody's buying. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Square Enix already said, listen, guys, the numbers and articles are out there. Square Enix already said all them time exclusives bomb. The guys who made Stellar Blade, right?
yeah,
Like people were pretending, the same people who told us that Hi-Fi Rush was a flop for having millions of people players on Game Pass and people like me bought it are the same ones who are like, well, I mean, it's a new IP, 1 million. That's actually really good, right?
yeah,
And even it was barely. By the way, it wasn't even 1 million. It was barely that. That was rounding. That's called rounding the numbers up, basically. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Not surprising.
So hell, even Sony's first party games have been pretty terrible. It hasn't done well. Returnal had at one point was what 500,000. when the PlayStation 4, like a year after the PlayStation 4 came out or something like that. Um, I think Demon Souls had a little over a million. That Concord, listen, the Concord game was it was dead on arrival no matter what. So I don't even have to waste my breath on that game. The moment the game was shown and it was an obvious ripoff of Overwatch and it was obviously done it terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's one of them games where you just know off the bat, like, okay, this ain't gonna work. Like it's a dead on arrival game, like in the most obvious way. So I don't even know. Are PlayStation fans pretending that game's a hit? I don't know. I don't know.
I,
I've been
I know they're awfully quiet, and the only ones tripping like Colin Moriarty, they always
yeah
has to deal with Xbox.
yeah. And that's another thing. Well, that's another thing on why Xbox is always in the news is because they always got to pivot to Xbox. Because what are you going to talk about with Sony? That their consoles aren't selling that well, that their games are terrible,
Yeah,
that their games don't sell, that their subscription price, they raised the price of their subscription service like 40%, right? And it's still horrible. What is there to talk about over there? So then you got to pivot to Xbox because at least and then to Xbox credit, the news is at least entertaining. I mean, my goodness, the FTC came out. There we go. Cygnus out here with the narrative. The 1 million sales is whatever, man. Don't brag about console sales and how these exclusives are system sellers when less than 1% of PlayStation 5 owners bought the fucking game. All right, they don't tell me that exclusive system sellers then.
yeah, Cygnus, because what tends to happen is that on the PlayStation side, they'll say exactly what you say, and then when Xbox shows their cards, right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's the hypocrisy, right? It's the double speak, and it usually comes, and then, well, not usually, it always comes from the PlayStation side. So I'm
yeah.
sorry, please continue.
Yeah, man, and at least hell, the fucking government is coming back to at Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's a whole other. I could do a
Yeah,
podcast just on that, dude. It's crazy.
yeah, man. It's like the FTC is like, hey, man, if that's where my tax dollars are going, I got to work with you people out there in Washington because this is absurd. I mean, they came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere. This is exactly what we said. And Microsoft released a statement to them that was public.
Right,
Um, and as they should, they got a business to run at the end of the day.
right.
And since the name of the game has changed, people, it's like, what it is. People are trying so hard to hold on to the old ways that they just refuse to embrace that things are different now.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and what comes with that is a lot of course correct. So there's going to be some aspects of game that's going to go the way of the dinosaur. It is what it is. And Microsoft, to their credit, has set themselves up for success as things change. And meanwhile, the other side of the coin, they might get ignored. They might not have no government bodies after them, but nobody gives a shit. And there's no excitement over there. There's nothing to talk about over there. There's nothing to play over there.
Hmm.
So it is what it is, man. And like Zink said, Lena Khan in the Democratic Party promoting FTS stupidity is pure ignorance. Yeah, yeah. She got to. I guess she's just trying not to get fired or something. So she got to have something to do.
I'll,
Cause
I'll, I'll put on my tinfoil hat because one of the things, I go down these rabbit holes and stuff like that,
yeah,
and I believe like Lena Khan. I think she has a personal thing against against what's his name, Satya.
oh
Satya.
yeah, yeah.
You know that whole
I,
yeah.
I don't maybe like I'm not against that theory.
Yeah.
For me, I just think it's as simple as the Democrats want to be the party. They want to be the party of the people, and they think fighting big tech and is something that people want. But the problem is, the FTC under her leadership has won literally zero. I believe they haven't won a single lawsuit or court case that they brought on these companies. Not a single one, right, in her tenure there. So the
Yeah, I don't
question
know.
is, if you fail this month, I this is her failure is my issues with a lot of other people. Like you said, the person you work with that make $50,000 more but complaining. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, some of them are so terrible at their job. You wonder how aren't they fired yet? And that's the case with Lena Khan. Like, how does she still have a job?
Oh, dude. You know what it is, dude? Politics is the only business where you can fail upwards, and
Yeah,
that's both sides, right?
yeah, oh
You
yeah,
pay
yeah,
enough attention
yeah.
to it, dude. They all suck. At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day,
Yep.
because that's their job. I hate to say this, but I think when you look at like what their job is, like
Mm-hmm.
if they stop doing this stuff, like, I mean, what are you there for? What do we need you for?
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of this stuff they have to matter, and then they're going after these tech companies, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest pop, especially a company like Microsoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think once you get to past that $1 trillion threshold, right, they're like, oh, okay, good. There's another
Yeah.
big fish. So, I mean, she feels to me it's just like I don't know if Satya knows her personally.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's a ex girlfriend kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
deal, right?
Oh, jeez.
Like he's always in
Oh,
her mind because
yeah.
whatever little thing they do, like you said, unlimited, like with this price. Because the funny thing is, right? Some people might go back to the court case and say, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, isn't that true? But I'm like, it would be true if they would approach every business like this, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody's raising their prices, guys.
Yep.
I mean, one of the things I think they should be looking into is grocery prices. I actually do
Mm-hmm.
believe that people are trying to make money on it. It's the same thing like when Xbox or PlayStation comes out or Nintendo comes out with their console.
Mm-hmm.
Like these
Mm-hmm.
bots, these people go with these bots, buy everything, then they try and sell it to you for $300-$400 more.
Yeah.
That's what's happening now in some of these businesses. So that's
Yep.
something that they need. That's their job. They should be looking at that, right? Instead, the news lights up that Microsoft raised Game Pass by $3, and they're all
Mm-hmm.
over Microsoft.
Yo.
Meanwhile, your grocery store is robbing you blind because bread is like $10, $13.
Yep.
So
Last week we had Hurricane Beryl down here in Houston,
yeah,
and there are so many complaints of price gouging from people
Mhm.
who, you gotta be a mega asshole to do this. Who are raising prices, because it was hard to get some items. Because that's just what happens after natural disasters. You know what I'm saying? Some things are hard to find, and people don't have power and so on. And
well,
some people price gouge.
during the COVID, man, they busted that one guy. Right? He
Yeah,
had all that stuff in his garage, man, and
yeah, I remember.
he did
I
his job. He
remember.
showed up.
Yeah, yeah, man. So, but yeah, you right, man. There's something I don't know if it's a personal thing with her and Satya, or if Microsoft is just she thinks Microsoft's an easy punching bag or something. But it's like, lady, you don't become a $3 trillion company by not having some of the best lawyers on the planet. you gotta you gotta know who you're up against. Fighting these big corporations is not is not like if you sued my ass and go to court.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
got
gotta struggle. I'll struggle to find a good lawyer. These motherfuckers, they got a whole division of law. They got a whole division just specific to law. You know,
they bench run deep. They're like the
yeah,
Bulls back in the '90s, dude.
yeah, man,
Even the guy coming off the bench.
yeah,
I just think I don't like to buy into conspiracy theories
hmm
too much. I mean, I like the rabbit hole. I mean,
yeah,
buying into it is another thing. But at this point in time, man, because there's people who've been floating some stuff
hmm
about this outside of the political realm, and
hmm
the more this keeps on going on, I'm like, because it doesn't make sense, right, to a lot of people. Even when the court case was going on, everything they
hmm
were saying about Game Pass, most people were like, no, dude, it is beneficial. No, it will help my budget. No, it does give you choice. All of that stuff, right? And that's
right,
why it blew up in their face, and it was easy to denounce it. It's unfortunate they wasted so much time and money um, on a dead case, right? Because of politics. But that's
right,
that's that's our government now, dude. That's all they do. Because at the end of the day, it's a job, right? Unlimited, dude. In the private sector, most businesses, when they don't need certain things or when they course
hmm
correct, and jobs are, layoffs happen or jobs are gone. I'm not saying I agree with that, but because they have a bottom line. Well,
hmm
the government bottom line is your taxes.
yeah,
And their answer to everything is like my daughter, man. She looked at her first check
mm.
this summer. She's like, "Dad, what is this?" It's just like, I said if the government was smart, they would take off gross. Yeah,
Yeah,
right, because she sees it, right?
yeah.
Especially living in Hawaii, man, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, I can imagine. You know, I hate seeing my taxes, man.
I know, dude. I mean, like, look, you want to be you want the greater good, but then you watch the FTC and you're like, oh no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no. Give me back at least $10 on that one. That week I should get like $20 back or something. But yeah, unlimited. Lena Khan and the Democratic Party, like you said, unlimited, like you were saying, they're and granted, dude, if the Republicans are doing it, it's probably going to be the same. I ain't gonna
yeah. Well,
lie.
yeah, but I'll say the thing about it though. Whenever we have, at least in my lifetime, whenever the Republicans were in power, they loosened up a lot on businesses. So you know, and then whenever Democrats in power, that's when they crunched down a bit on them. That's why Microsoft and
Yeah,
all them companies were doing all them purchases in like 2020 and before Biden officially went to office in
yeah,
2021 because of this, you know, because it could be a tad bit annoying depending on who's in power at that particular time,
yeah.
business wise, you know.
You know what? You're right. You know the Republicans are a different breed.
Yeah,
We'll be all over. They'll take that money, then we'll be all over the world. We can
yeah,
go to places we don't need to.
yeah. You know, you know, and don't get me wrong, you know, the Republicans drive me crazy too.
Yeah,
But my thing with Republicans my thing again, and this is just because you know of my race, that I tend to be harder on Democrats because that's where most of my people vote. And so my
yeah,
thing is like, if my people are going to vote for them, then I have higher expectations for where their votes are going to. You know, if the reverse was the case, I'd be on their ass too if they were letting down the black community.
Well, yeah, I know, bro. I know in passing we talk about God and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I look at the Republican Party because they put themselves up there as that higher,
Hmm.
the higher moral thing,
Yeah.
and then you see the stories of the stuff that they do, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man, step up your game. So I'm like that too, dude. I'm harder on my team,
Hmm.
like the Steelers, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
you know,
Same.
I'm the same way, dude. I'm harder on them than to the point where Steelers fans here be like, dude, I thought you was a Steelers fan. I am, but that doesn't excuse the way they play it, dude. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, and,
Yeah.
and that's yeah,
I'm like that. I'm like that with my team too, man.
yeah,
I'm like that with my teams too. Hell, people might not even know this. I'm harder on the Xbox than I am on PlayStation. I just
yeah,
want PlayStation to release a fun fucking game so I can turn on my PS5. But with Xbox, man, I want them to keep giving me good content. I want games like Avowed to be a hit because I love RPGs. I can't, I want, you know what I'm saying? I,
yeah,
I can't, I have this high expectation for Xbox, and then in my opinion, they've been delivering. Hell, Starfield was a game, a generation level game. Hellblade was gorgeous. You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Uh, 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 and you know what? And it's like, okay, so what if I enjoyed Redfall more than most? You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just an opinion, but I still got higher stand. At the end of the day, I want Xbox to be better than PlayStation because that's my main console.
Yeah. I
You know?
think I think that's what separates us, and I'm talking us as in all of us in our group, or the guys who bleed green, that truly bleed green.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of, I mean, like Cygnus, dude. I'm not picking on you, Cygnus, dude. I know you kind of a multi-console person, but I'll just use you as an. I'm speaking to you as if I'm speaking to like if Zolby was here or somebody. This
Hmm.
is why like we because of the way Unlimited is, I am Zinc definitely, Hebot definitely, Sigma Man, dude. You can't pull the wool over our eyes because we expect a certain level of quality from Xbox,
Yeah.
right? And the reason because people will attack us and say you never say anything negative about Xbox. Our level for Xbox and what we gain as both not just fans but gamers as well as consumers, dude.
All
On
right.
all of those levels, dude, our bar is high. And this is why I don't have a problem with Xbox, right?
Hmm.
Because they meet that or come close to it. And when they don't
Yeah.
do, we say something, man. Look, Unlimited, I've seen you go on rants on Xbox. Hebot has gone on mega rants on Xbox, right? But because the shoot du jour, right, when it comes to gaming, it's just that Xbox sucks, right? That's why we're constantly doing these podcasts and then we're focusing on this kind of stuff. There's some stuff I would love Xbox to do, but we can't get back. We can't get back to good, right? Because we're
Hmm.
dealing with a lot of people in the gaming community, man. That number one aren't gamers that are just
Hmm.
jumping on the train, trying to get clicks and likes, and then the gaming community, which should be stronger and better, just go right along with it, right? And we are where we are, right?
Right.
And then the only time I get to hear stuff from you guys, or it's kind of positive on with Microsoft and Xbox, I give you guys no credit just for the simple fact that Microsoft alone made that happen. You
Right.
know, Microsoft just willed it into being to the point where like IGN has to be nice. They'll
Mm-hmm.
do their little backhand comments and stuff like that, but they have to recognize the greatness that they're experiencing as gamers, if they even are gamers. So that's why we don't. This is why we don't. You can't step like I said. I'll use the Steelers as an example. Right, you can't step to me, right, and tell me about the Steelers, dude, because I am nobody harder on the Steelers than I am. The same thing with my kids, man. When people come to me with my kids, and which is very rare, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's harder on my two children than I am.
Right.
Nobody. Dude, I'm the type of person like when we finish eating somewhere, I'm like, hey, clean up your mess, wipe down the table, right? It's like when I say, hey, if your friend's gonna come pick you up, be outside waiting for him. Don't wait till they get here, right? Because that's the way I was raised. That's the way my kids are. So if my kids are off, I already know for the most part. I'm not saying that they
Mm-hmm.
don't have problems or the teacher gonna speak to me about something, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, dude, nobody knows my kids better than I do.
Right.
So when it comes to Xbox, dude, we are ingrained in this system, in this game.
Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it so easy to know that most of them talk nonsense. It's pretty obvious that they don't game on Xbox when they say
Yeah,
certain things,
yeah,
or you know what I'm saying, or they didn't play a certain game, right? It's like, nah, man, that's not how it works in the game. But those who's never played it and never gonna play it and just hate Xbox for the sake of hating them, they just they'll blindly regurgitate, and that's what also gets me when they blindly regurgitate stuff that someone like Colin Moriarty or Destin Legary says,
right.
and then they treat their word as absolute fact. And for me, I'm over here saying I don't care how many subscribers someone has. Subscriber count don't mean nothing to me. That you can lie and you can lie and have a million subscribers, right? It literally happens all the time. Or else half of these big children YouTubers don't end up being fucking predators. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when they come at me and be like, but Colin Moriarty said, fuck Colin Moriarty. Who made him president of Microsoft?
Yeah,
Last I checked, he's a failure from a former IGN loser who does a shitty podcast now.
I thought it was funny with him. Like, I think he got kicked off of that podcast he was on because of he
Mm-hmm.
said some kind of well they deemed it as sexist. I thought it was funny. Probably the only time I'll laugh at what he says.
Uh,
Or he said something like women like protested somewhere in some country
yeah.
and like that was and then he said yeah that country had the most productive week ever. Right, because there was no women at the work and then
Right.
like the guys everybody lost their crap and then he got kind of
Mm-hmm.
ostracized, right? And that's the only time I probably would have been like, all right, dude, maybe I'll back you on that one. But
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely shows his ass all the time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the thing about it is, guys, if you like it's like watching political pundits talk about stuff, right? You listen to
Mm-hmm.
them long enough, right? And then all of a sudden you realize, right, that they're when they talk, like they think they know what they're talking about, but you listen to them long enough and you'd be like, oh man, this dude sounds like a car salesman, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
or somebody trying to get out of a committing a crime or something like that. But
Right.
yeah, he was funny, dude. I mean, this and then people take him seriously, and then when people try and weaponize his words, I think it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm just like, dude, he's just talking. He's just talking. But what we say here is he's just talking bubbles.
Right.
Somebody's like, they hit it too hard, or they're like drinking too much. they just rap it at some point. Um, but it's like, okay, yeah, dude, yeah, Zinc, 100. And it doesn't help that like these so-called Xbox guys go on his channel and do shows with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of gives him some moniker of credibility. And this is
Yeah.
why we end up arguing with each other, right? Because these dudes are like, well, so and so is on his show, and I'm like, that don't mean nothing to me, dude. And the fact that he was there on the show actually takes down my opinion of them drops.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I feel the same way sometimes too. I
Um,
mean, but other times, other times, a lot of them would do it just because they think because they got a larger platform that they're going to reach a larger audience, but it don't always play out that way. sometimes ends up being a double-edged sword for them. And
Yeah, if you guys haven't learned this in life, people like to gravitate towards people that tell them what they like to hear.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
this is
It's especially these days. It's at its extreme.
this is why you wonder how somebody that's loaded, like a dude who's loaded, like a
Hmm.
millionaire or a billionaire dude, and they get taken for every penny they got out of a divorce.
Yeah,
That's how that happens.
yeah, man.
You know.
Yo, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's why these dudes going over to like Southeast Asia and
Hmm.
and Eastern Europe trying to find wives.
Yeah, man. Ain't nobody trying to work hard all their life and lose all they work for and divorces all that shit.
Yeah,
And hopefully that mentality could reach gaming, so I could stop seeing all this stupid nonsense when I log into YouTube. Because for some reason YouTube thinks because I like gaming content, I want to see every single thing gaming, even the ridiculous especially the clickbaity stuff. Because
yeah,
unfortunately, clickbait just works too well,
yeah,
and I hate that it does, but so and hell, I've unfollowed pro Xbox channels who do clickbait. That's how annoying it is to me.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, because I don't know. I just don't need to be scrolling, see something that's like, wow, Xbox is dead because of this, and then you click on a video and it's always nothing. Always, it's never something significant that ever happens.
yeah. And
You
that's and
know.
that's a problem on all because most of my content, like I said earlier in the video, unlimited.
Hmm.
I'm a cord cutter for years,
Yeah,
over
same.
15 decade or 15 years.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the interesting thing to me is like you can get all your content on YouTube. But
Hmm.
watching a lot of different stuff on YouTube, it's something that's rampant within YouTube itself across the board.
Yeah.
Comes to that kind of stuff. It is like like I'll click on something that is talking about what's going on in Southeast Asia or in China,
Hmm.
South Korea, and then the title definitely doesn't match what the content is. You know,
Yeah.
like I like to watch those shows where people walk through the
Hmm.
walk through the streets. You
Hmm.
know, and I was watching this one guy's video, dude, and all this dude did, like he started off good, man, like because I want to see the
Hmm.
buildings, the streets, how the nightlife is, or the daylight, what's going on the actual streets. And then after a while, dude, his views started going up, so I was excited. I was like, "Oh man, maybe this guy's channel will blow up." And then,
Yeah.
but when he pivoted, man, he just started like he'll do the streets walking around, but then he'll focus on a girl,
Right.
right? And he started doing that more and more, And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, "Okay, well, I see what this dude is doing." You know what I'm saying? He's going that route, right? And some of the girls buy into it. Some of the girls look at
Hmm.
him like he's a creep, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you know, I just want to see how you get to that Shibuya line, bro. That's why
Right.
that's
Right.
because I plan to go there, within the year, hopefully. So,
Yeah,
but
yo, so some of these YouTubers are lucky. Some people are comfortable with cameras around like that because
yeah,
if some dude walked up to me filming this shitty YouTube video, I'm like, dude, uh-uh.
yeah,
You better edit my ass out because I want no part of that. The only YouTube videos are that I willingly joined in. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, that just seems a little weird to me. If some, can you imagine being like downtown New York or some shit, and some dude with a camera is acting stupid,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
happen to be in the background of that? I'm like, oh god.
I don't know, man. The
Or,
big
or
city.
worse, or worse, they walk up to you and ask them, ask you some. That's why I don't like a lot of the relationship YouTube videos anymore, because it all just ends up being the same shit, you know. Um, they'll ask first of all, they find the dumbest women ever. You know what I'm saying? And then they ask her. Then they ask her Then they always find the hoes too. The ones who are like, would you cheat on your boyfriend for $20?
Yeah,
And, you know what I'm saying? And in the comments, just be everybody be pissed off. Like, see, this is why women. I was like, oh, guys. I know there are a lot of shitty women, but Jesus Christ, so a lot of this shit is manufactured, my dude. You gotta. To me, when it comes to modern day, you gotta almost approach every content you watch with that eye of
yeah, yeah,
it's some of it's going to be manufactured.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Even the ones you like, some of them are, and to me, the bigger the platform, the more likely, because they need to keep the views. They need to keep the views.
Yeah.
And when, like, for example, on my channel, I am good. The Unlimited Truth is going to return hopefully next week. Because I miss hanging out with these guys and doing a podcast with them.
Yeah, I miss it too.
But I don't sit there. I don't sit there like YouTube is my livelihood, so I got to just keep. So I got to name every podcast. Breaking news: Xbox just changed the game forever. You know what I'm saying? I try to give my podcast which we're going to talk about is what's going to be in the title. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So that when you click, what you're getting. But for a lot of that's and that's just kind of where we're at, man. And it does suck.
Mhm.
At least to me, because I can't stand. For me, my biggest pet peeve is being lied to. I cannot stand it. In the moment that I feel I'm being lied to, boom, I'm done. I'm done. You know, it- Hell, that's how some women who are like, oh, but you're a good dude. Well, then don't fucking lie to me. And then I catch you in the lie too. No, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
And that's how I am with these a lot of these YouTubers and gamers and all that stuff, man. I just don't know. No, Zinc had a. I mean, not Zinc. Cygnus here had a question though.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. I'll just shout out, hey, what's up, next gen? If you're still listening.
Oh yeah, hey, what's up, next
What's
gen?
up, bro?
Oh wow, I haven't heard that name in ages. Wow.
Dude, I cut my teeth on YouTube as far as the gaming space with next gen. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
prior to that, I was just watching like people play games,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
even back then, bro, I'd be like, oh, I could watch you play a game. I mean, it's one thing if I know you, but if
Mm-hmm.
it's another thing, it's like, oh, well, I watch you play a game, but I could be playing the game myself. So
Yeah. Right. Right.
I'm that old school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but welcome, bro. Cygnus says, question: how you feel about the way Microsoft pushing on "no console required" slogan? It seems like they're pushing that narrative hard. Um, you wanna take a shot at that, Unlimited?
Yes. Yeah. Sure. I think it's fine. Well, here's the thing. They're Microsoft made it clear they're trying to reach the 2 billion gamers they say are out there, and the reality of the situation is that they're never going to sell 2 billion consoles, and so it's clear that they want to reach these gamers at any way possible. Because the
Yeah,
truth of the matter is, there are a lot of people who are interested in Xbox games, but not the Xbox console,
yeah,
and Xbox realized this. And as much as the console as console people don't like to hear it, you know what I'm saying? They've got listen. The path to making money in this gaming world has always been software. I remember even as a kid, reason from Sega. Sega was like, we don't make money off hardware. We made money off the games. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'll say this: just because they're pushing that narrative to sell, say, I think they did during the Prime sale, right? I believe that's what he's referring to.
right, right, right.
And because they're pushing it for, say, an Amazon device, that doesn't mean they don't care about consoles. You could think things work multifaceted, right? uh Things work multifaceted, you know what I'm saying? To where you could push one thing and still sell another, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that all of a sudden Xbox is going to just never ever make a commercial that says here's our next Xbox or something. So I don't think it's as big as a deal as some people make it out to be. But to be fair, I don't think anything. I don't think half the stuff that pissed people off is that big of a deal, really.
Yeah, I'll say this when it comes to what Microsoft is doing. Um, I mean, they're just ahead of the game right now.
Yeah.
Like Unlimited, man. If you guys listen to us, and that's why I wish Shebot and Sega Man was here, because I
Mhm.
put myself in this. Like Unlimited, you're younger than us, but I put myself in that boat. I've had to
Yeah.
teach myself to be a little bit more open minded when it comes to gaming, because it doesn't behoove me to kind of live in the past sometimes, right?
Right.
Like this, the change is coming, right?
Right.
Where I will disagree with the media and a lot of the haters out there, right? Because a lot of this comes from a point of hate. That's why you shouldn't listen to these people because it's changing, right? And
Mhm.
Microsoft, I agree with Unlimited 100%. What Microsoft is doing, they're going to meet the player wherever the player is, right?
Right.
So, and then and with them having the money and the resources that they have, as you guys all have seen, this is why I don't worry about it, especially after this year, dude. I was just all on board
Mhm.
the Xbox bandwagon just for the simple fact of
Right.
they're putting their money everywhere. They're putting whatever they do, they put the money into it. and they're pushing it because
Yeah.
eventually this will. I mean, I know I don't like to say this. I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but they're preparing for the days when certain things in the gaming industry, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about physical, might not exist.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be ahead of that curve. So,
Right.
I mean, I know people are weaponizing this narrative right now. People are using it as a way to hammer Microsoft. I'd like to
Right.
remind you guys to who are guys like us that bleed green have heart because Microsoft is rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like the Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always love that narrative whenever it comes to Batman. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, what's Batman's superpower? And everybody's like, yeah, he's rich, right?
Right.
Because it takes money, dude. Let's be honest, dude. As you guys have seen over these last 2 years, right, especially in the gaming industry, you need money. Like any other industry, right? I know we're kind of in our
Yeah.
bubble in gaming, and that's what I love about gaming, right? We kind of avoid a lot of the stuff that's out there that the
Mm-hmm.
that the rest of the industries out there that and genres have to deal with. But gaming is its own bubble, right? But
Right.
now the bubble's bursting, man. People are trying to push their politics into gaming. People are trying to, money's actually a thing, budgeting and stuff like that. Where
Mm-hmm.
Sony found out the hard way with their little game plan of how they were doing, paying for content, right? Then their fan base would push like these are the greatest games ever. Now look at
Right.
it. And Microsoft is never going to be that way. So in a sense, man, it's really good that Microsoft went through all of this stuff, right? Because it prepared them for the future, and they have an actual, like we talk about all the time, a roadmap. You might
Right.
not like where the roadmap is going, right? But then again, dude, it's the
Uh-oh.
same people who claim to me, who say to me that Xbox or that can't stand people that just play Fortnite or
Mm-hmm.
when you buy items in a game, they complain about that's gambling and all this, with the loot boxes and all this kind of stuff, right? It's not the company, it's really not the industry, dude. It is your fellow gamer.
Mm-hmm.
It is your gamer because if they're not making the money on that, or if they're not successful with that, it goes away,
Right.
and you don't have to worry about it. It's just unfortunate that you like to play a bunch of games, a variety of games, which is why you should have Game Pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't afford every single thing. But then you have the dude on Madden that can buy the entire what is that? The
Oh, my ultimate team. Yeah.
card, my Ultimate Team, or the dude who plays a battle or what is that World of Warships, and he can buy like the most devastating
Mm-hmm.
stuff or like on Fortnite, how they keep on generating the money because people like that stuff. And I don't bemoan people for doing that, dude. That is just a consumer choice to me, right? The only kind of bad thing about that is that you occupy the same space, so you have to deal with it, right?
Right.
And a great way to deal with it, guys, is to get Game Pass. This is why I don't when these people come on and they talk about stuff like this and
Mm-hmm.
how when they talk about Microsoft being greedy or how the industry's greedy and all this kind of stuff, it's fueled by the consumer.
Right.
And that's a true market, if I'm being honest. Um, but let me read what Zig says. Cygnus, console sales are irrelevant as their profit margin is low. Video game
Mm-hmm.
money is made in software and services where profit margin is high. That's why Xbox can purchase Activision. Zig, you need to be on the podcast
Yeah, man.
because I know you could go hard for 25 minutes just on this topic alone.
Yeah. See?
And as we now know, this podcast has enough time to accommodate you.
Yeah. The Zinc, think about Zinc, man. You got to give him a heads up.
Yeah.
Then he'll be like, yeah, I could join. Then because Zinc, man, he always bringing it, man. I love listening to Zinc.
I might, if he can, you might have to send it to him. But I send it to his email.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know what's going on like that. It's just the same thing. Sigmund has a problem sending up stuff from his Facebook.
Right.
Cygnus, Sony kind of purchase. Yeah, Zinc, 100%. And that's what people found out. The veil has been lifted on Sony, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then look, people don't want to accept it, dude. I know there's people out there that don't want to accept the fact that, they they talk a big game, but they couldn't back it up. It's like
Right.
if we're open, I'm taking off my Xbox hat, just as a consumer, man. I mean, that's the reality of it. So if you bought a PlayStation 5, right? For all the people that say you don't need to buy a Series X, it's the same thing. It's underpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at the PS5, right? I mean, look, the veil is lifted, guys. Right? There's no reason to buy, and a lot of this stuff is for us, the hardcore gamers, man.
Yeah.
That used to stand in line at midnight to get the latest console.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Zing, 100%. They
Shit.
like Zing says, they caught themselves in their own lie.
Right. Oh man.
Cygnus says Zinc, sure, but that's still the product they sell. Why not say no PC and console required? It seems that they want to get rid of the console. So
No, I don't think they want to get rid of the console though. I think that it's just one of their marketing strategies. It's like, hey, because here's the thing: there are a lot of people who will never be interested in a console.
yeah,
I know it shocks to hear you say that, but it's true. I've got good friends who are PC gamers, and I couldn't get them to buy Xbox if I put a gun to their head. You know what I'm saying? Or Nintendo Switch or PS5. They love their PC, and that's where they are. So Microsoft realized, okay, if our games are everywhere, just market to everybody. Market to the people who play games on their phone, and something like playing these Xbox games through the cloud might interest them. Market there's somebody who just sometimes want to play a video game off their TV, but don't want to drop $300 on the S or 500 on the X. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They just want to get this stuff in people's hands. They just want Game Pass in people's homes. You know what I'm saying? And these games in their hands. And it seems like the way that they're trying to do it is just not through the console. And I personally, I'm okay with that, because it's not like I can't play my games on Xbox anymore now that they do this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I just think that is one of their multiple ways that they're marketing things. And hopefully they want to catch the eye of people who might not want an Xbox, who might be interested in these games. And then for people like me who love the console, they're gonna do the day one on Game Pass and all this other stuff. And we got what is Sarah Bombi saying? The next Xbox is gonna be the biggest generational
yeah.
leap
I'll put
ever.
Zinc. I'll put Zinc
Yeah.
on this. So Zinc, this is what Zinc said. Oh, dude, no, never
Oh
mind.
yeah, there it is.
What's up? Hey, Zinc, what's up, dude?
Hey man, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay, let
Can
me.
you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're loud and clear, dude. Go
Hey
ahead.
man, look, I really can't afford to be on here. I really got to get the hell out of here. But
No,
let's
no,
go ahead and answer some of these incompetent people's questions here, because they're absolutely market limited
Hmm.
in their understanding of what an actual business does. And, like I want to get at Lena Khan, her stupidity is absolutely legendary. I mean, it's amazing how it's disappointing that people can blindly follow someone. I'm I'm one that I won't fall for anything. You
Hmm.
have to prove to me what you're doing. And for Elizabeth Warren, she's actually my most disliked human being today. I can't stand that woman. She is extremely stupid, even worse than some of these people in the chat. Let's answer King Thrash's question. Unlimited, I apologize. Let's play
Nah,
along here.
nah. Go ahead.
Okay, let's play along for a second. Here, King Thrash says at 2:34 p.m. Hey, King Thrash, get an ink pen and something to write with. No, get a pencil, because you're going to misspell the shit out of some words as I talk to you about what a business does. Okay. King Thrash says consoles help you lock in buyers to your marketplace. Let's stop right there. Hey, King Thrash, what games has Sony locked their consumers into? I.e., King Thrash, reoccurring profits. King Thrash. See, this is why Sony cannot attend E3 or these trade shows since what, 2019. Finally, they're going to go to their home show. But see,
Right.
things like this is why you don't have funding for anything. Let me explain to you, King Thrash, that point of sale means, for God of War, you only make money at point of sale, King Thrash. That means at retail, you make $70. Then Sony has to share that $70 with the retailer and everyone else. So their profit margin may be around $15 to $20. Okay. So you don't get anything. And after that, it's over. Other than that, you have Halo Infinite,
Hmm.
that everyone loves to hate. Not only do you get money at point of sale, after the third week of existence after retail, Halo made a profit of $1 billion after 3 weeks. Then they proceed to make money every day afterwards through microtransaction and services. They're not even the biggest game. the game that you guys love to hate because you're incompetent thinkers, Sea of Thieves is really making a killing. People buying cats and dogs and all of this other shit, you know? See, these are the things that you don't understand. But see, these are things that attribute to your bottom line. Let's go
Right.
ahead and keep reading the dumb shit that you said. You can't, you said you can't break into gaming without the proper platform. Okay, let's go all the way back to 1997, 98, when Seamus Blackley was thinking about the Xbox and they got to have this elaborate plan. They wound up taking, people say, oh, Microsoft doesn't invest in the Xbox. Well, Bill Gates paid $30 million for Bungie back then, which got us Halo. Halo is the driving force behind everything that's Xbox. Without that, they don't succeed. So again, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. See how I could break down your dumb shit in a simple, small ass paragraph? This is how I know you didn't go through no damn college of business. No way. Let's see what else you said here in this same small ass paragraph. Properly break into gaming, and here they over here worth more than damn near $700 billion. Hell's wrong with you? Microsoft Game Store, Microsoft Game Store is older than Xbox. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Where did Flight Simulator come from? That's a hell of a game. It's people that buy air. I'm keeping it real simple for you because I know I can't go to the stock market because you'll really fall apart then. And that's where everything comes into play at. But see, they're buying planes for $150. The money regenerates, they reinvest their money, and then you're able to buy Zenimax. You're able to buy Havoc. You're able to buy Activision. You're able to buy Minecraft. And you see the things that they purchase, they make better. They bought, hey, I'm going to keep it real simple. They bought a company for $2.4 billion in Minecraft. Now it's worth north of $30 billion, King Thrash. So did they break into gaming yet, or do you want me to give you more? Hmm? They made $1 billion in 3 weeks and you laugh about it? Okay. Hey, King Thrash, check this out. Sarah Bond has infinite intelligence over you. She said that in court, bruh. Halo. She said Halo Infinite is the best selling, most played Halo game in Halo history. Hey, King Thrash, no one have to listen to you. And after that, Sarah Bond got promoted. I think she got promoted to president after that. Yeah, she got promoted. All of them got promotions after that. After they demoralized Lena Khan and her stupidity. Let's see what else you say. Man, hey King Thrash, I'm not gonna sit on here and talk to you, dude. You're not smart enough. So you stay your dumb ass down there in the chat, bro. I'm not gonna sit up here and put up with you and your stupidity. You just stay down there. But dude, I don't even have time to be on here, you know. But I just wanted to come on here real quick because I, like Unlimited said, um, I miss hanging out with the guys, but I've been so busy lately, dude.
Oh,
I
lovely.
couldn't do shit. Hey, what's up, people? Oh, okay, good. Now everybody on here. Now at least you guys can polish off King Thrash because that's light work. I'd rather attack and forgive me, Unlimited. Forgive me, uh Hebot, because I know I'm not supposed to do this, but Unlimited, your boy Colin Moriarty is an idiot, and Hebot, your boy Paul Tassi is a jackass. Those are
Oh,
they.
I
There's
knew that.
Oh man, did you hear what he said about the Halo show? And everybody
Oh,
wanted to jump
Jesus
off of
Christ.
yeah, everybody wanted to jump off a ledge thinking that the show is canceled by Microsoft. No, bro. It's one of those things where a vendor may want too much money or they want to change something. And Kiki Wolfkill probably said, hey, bro, get your dumb ass out of here, But the
Yeah,
show will be around.
It's a timeout decision. And
Hey,
they
and
look
I'm
it up the new second
right.
season, that's all.
Right. Hey, listen, I want to say one more thing. I want to get at hey, Unlimited knows he about knows anybody could get it. Hey, Sega Forever, I got a bone to pick with your ass. You on some bullshit.
Bro, what's okay,
You
good.
talking you took the place of the realist. Talking about Caitlin Clark had some growing pains. No, man, look,
Oh,
hey,
they're making that
hey,
real.
bro, she walked off the bus playing ball. And I want you guys to observe this. You could watch any game she played in the past. Oh, by the way, to fix your problem when you can't watch the game, dude, sometimes I'll go to BW3s if I can't get the game.
Yeah, that's what my friend was telling me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to BW3s. It costs me $35 because my meal is what, about 22 bucks, and I'll leave the lady $35 and walk my black ass on out of there after the game.
Yeah.
But if you I'm gonna say this and let y'all go. But if you look at this, man, this girl is the she's the only player that's playing basketball today that this happens to at all levels. At the 10U level, you're not allowed to double team kids. They even make you wear a wristband, so you are only to guard the player that you guard and to stop kids from double teaming the best kid. So they face guard this girl. They face guard her.
Yeah.
They double team her. They blitz her out of traps. And sometimes the New York Liberty one time triple teamed her just to get the ball out of this girl's hands, bro. And if you watch it when she's on the move, man, it's always somebody up her ass at all times. This one girl was shooting a free throw. She had two free throws. She shot the first one and she left to go stand next to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
The
that
ref
was.
was like, "Hey, bro, you have you
Yeah.
got one more shot." you know but man, hey, dude, but one thing I'm happy about, I've been watching girls basketball literally for 5 decades because my big sister played in the 70s. I think I was in the second or third grade,
Yeah.
and she was horrible. The Dr. J just came out with some leather Converse, so my feet got big enough, so I was able to wear some leather ass shoes. I was fired up. So, but anyway, man, I'm glad people are starting to watch the game because these some
Yeah.
of these girls could play, man.
No, they
Like
got ballers.
yeah, man, and one of the best girls is not even playing this year, Elena Deladon. I
Yeah.
taught my son how to do a spin move because her spin move from the free throw line was so fluid. I just showed it to him over and over and over again, and he adopted a spin move because of her. That's how much basketball, how much of a sport I watch, man. It's a good sport. And like Unlimited said at one of the shows I listened to, you guys got a chance to listen, and he talked about how much he liked softball. Well, my daughter is a softball pitcher. And dude, and like when I talk on here, I shoot straight. I don't throw nothing but fastballs. I'm not some trash like my daughter that have 7 pitches and she's always trying to trick you, have you falling out of the box. No, I'm coming straight down the middle, two seam fastball. Hey man, I'm gonna listen to some more of y'all show before I go get my mother because pretty soon I'll be in trouble. But I'll talk to y'all later, man.
Mm.
All
Stay.
right, Zink.
All
Yeah.
right, peace.
Hey, Zink. Thanks for stopping in. Real quick, guys. King Trash. Okay, Link.
Monitoring.
Okay, Link. Okay, I'm out. King Trash. I have no problem like you coming on. But there's a situation, right? I have StreamYard. I have to pay for it, and then there's a crew of people that I send invitations out to. So if they show up or don't show up or whatever, man, but it's open to them. On top of that, I really don't know you like that. And then if you're the King Trash, I think you are on YouTube. Is this the same dude? So if you're that same
Yeah.
person, dude, I need to talk to you. We've let Zobi on this, dude. There's people I've let on this
Hmm.
podcast. They're not pro Xbox, right? And I have no problem talking about it, dude. Because at the end of the day, man, whatever you say is your opinion. I'm pretty set in my ways, as much of the guys in here. I mean, it can go back and
Yeah, yeah.
forth for 10 hours, dude. It doesn't matter. But don't look, dude. Just message me on Twitter, gamer. My thing on Twitter is Sega Forever, SEGA, for the number and Eva EVA, right? And it's all in caps. So, because I don't even know who you are, to be honest with you. I know there's a King Trash on YouTube people talk about. If that's you, fine. But I just realized, man. Look, dude, I'm a pro Xbox channel. And on top of that, dude, according to most people, I'm a white Nazi right wing nut job for the stuff I post on my Twitter. So you might not even want to have anything to do with me. I'm just letting you know, right? I've never had to leave people or block people or unsubscribe from people because they tend to do that to me. just giving you a heads up, bro. If you want to go down that road, I'm more than happy. Like I said, we have Zobi on this channel, and if you know Zobi, it's we go all kind of rabbit holes. So just letting you know. All right. Hey, what's up, my brother?
Yo,
Yeah.
you can hear me? I can hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear.
What's up, guys? How are you?
No, good. I was hoping Sega Man. I sent the links out to everybody. And
Ah,
I hope Sega Man can jump in. And I know Unlimited was nice enough to send that link to the Zinc Man because I sent
yeah,
it
he
to him.
sent it to me. I got it through Unlimited because I'm, where you usually send it.
Yeah.
It wasn't there, so I figured, oh, maybe it didn't go through.
You know, Sega Man said he had the same problem with yours, dude. Remember?
Right,
But he
right,
on
right,
Facebook.
right. I'm assuming maybe connection since everything's been acting kind of weird.
Hello?
Hello?
The weekly key bot.
Yeah, he bought. I think the connection. We can't hear you, brother.
No,
If
no.
you're talking.
Can
Oh,
you
there
hear me
go.
now? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was trying to get it to connect through my Bluetooth in my car so I can drive with my hands free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do. Yeah. I think maybe in this case since they had that cyber attack, a lot of places still got affected where it's not working correctly. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You
That
know,
was crazy.
that might be. Yeah. That might be the issue. Yeah, that's some pissed off transvestite attacking Xbox because they don't want to support DEI no more. That's what that was.
So Zoe did a video. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Those people do not know how to use computers like that. Hebot, stop it.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There's always a limited. There's always that one person that knows that's good at something, even though they might be a little weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
well, okay.
You know what it is? You know what it is, guys? It's what they call allies. That's who did it, dude. It's the guys who sympathize with. No, seriously, dude. It's
Hey,
like
listen.
vampires, right? And that's how vampires grow
Right.
right in those books, right? It's not the vampires. They only can operate at night, so they have to have their people go out there during the day and wreak havoc and set everything up. So.
Right. Well, I mean,
But I saw Zoe did that video, dude, and I was like, okay, dude, I don't have time to watch or the time to process what my brother's gonna talk about, but I know where he was going down that road, right? Because if you guys didn't see, and after Trump, okay, so after the incident that happened Saturday with Trump, right? One of the first people to come out against it was Satya Nadella.
Mm-hmm.
So he came out. He said political violence is wrong. You know, he did a message, and then of course he represents Microsoft. And lo and behold, a couple of days later, right? Oh yeah, then they get rid of the DEI people. That's what I wanted to talk about. And they get rid of all the DEI stuff, and then next thing you know, bam, right? Outage.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, he was right. He was saying that the change was coming, but see, it's not going to happen with everybody right away. Microsoft, they listen. We all know that that most people, companies that are doing this or supporting this, they're just doing it for the narrative sake because they're multi-billion-dollar. They get scrutinized right away. They have to watch how they walk, right? How they talk, how they speak, because they get pointed fingers at them immediately, right? But the reality of it is, it's a ridiculous movement because gaming has always been about games before anything, and it didn't matter if it was a girl protagonist, a guy protagonist. You can pick to be, if you wanted to be gay in Fable or in Mass Effect, it was a choice for those that are gay and wanted to play like that in the game. You could do that. You can have relationships with aliens. You can have relationships with other same sex. But it was a choice. It wasn't something that they forced you to be actually able to do it or see if you're not a person that is, that has a sexual preference that's of the opposite, the same sex, right? So again, it's something that it's a dumb movement, because all these things can be there to placate and to appeal to all genders, to with preferences, even religious beliefs for that matter. But it has to be done the right way and implemented correctly within the games, right? And we've seen it before. Like I said, we had Fable do that. We had Mass Effect do it the right way, not like they did with Last of Us, that they're forcing you. Oh, this is what it is. This is how that character is, whether you like it or not. Too fucking bad, right? With that arrogance and that attitude, when the consumers are the ones that are filling their pockets to begin with by buying and supporting their product. So you should have a more open mind of, wait, we got to approach this the right way to all consumers, not just a subset of consumers from one bracket, you know? And I think Microsoft sees this. I think Microsoft hasn't seen no growth, no success since implementing the DEI movement. I'm pretty sure since they did, you know, the business deals that they did with Sweet Baby Inc., they realized this is going nowhere because, you know, all Fable got was backlash with the character, with that girl and some other things here and there. And they see that it just brings negative vibes. And they are in a position where they don't get enough negativity. So why not just go on your own path, try to create positivity, and just do what you got to do? Nintendo don't support that bullshit. They don't care. They do that. You see what I'm saying? So Microsoft can do the same. Same thing with Sony. They could do the same fucking thing. Like I said, no one ever said we don't like girl protagonists because that's bullshit. Because the very first girl protagonist in gaming was Miss Pac-Man, even though it was fictitious. It was representing a girl character of a male character that was highly successful at the time, which was Pac-Man. And they were a family and they had kids. That's how it was represented, to be equal. So if girls wanted to play and have interest in the game, they can also play and have interest in Miss Pac-Man, right? It's always been like that.
It also made sense, right? Because they were trying to. That's definitely a business thought. You know, like Disney used to do the same thing, doing the family brand thing. So you can do a branding, but it has to come from if you're a business, it should come from a. I'm not saying you can step outside the box, but usually from a business, dude, it has to fit your bottom line. So, I agree.
Yeah, and it have to make sense.
Yeah,
it's like He-Man. He-Man, when it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It stemmed from Conan and Frazetta's Fire and Ice, right?
Yeah.
Because they wanted to make a barbarian line, but the twist was they wanted to do it in the medieval barbarian era, but with sci-fi technology, where they had futuristic guns, armory, vehicles in this wizards and magic type world. A different take that was never done. Masters of the Universe did it. And it took off. It was the highest, most successful toy of all time from the time it came out till 5.5 years later. And during that time, what did they do? They were very intelligent about it. What they did was they're like, okay, let's make girls part of this. So let's do a sub-sorority line that connects with the world. Name it She-Ra, Princess of Power. And let's connect it in a way that makes sense. And what did they do? She-Ra ended up being his long-lost sister that they were separated at birth. And Hordak took her to his, planet while Skeletor was reigning evil on Eternia. So as a business standpoint, that not only did they create a good story that made sense for the cartoon and the narrative, but in toys, it made perfect sense because now you have girls wanting to buy these girl dolls that you could comb out their hair. They're super powerful. They have wizard power. They have magic powers. They're strong Amazonian type women or barbarian type women that look beautiful with beautiful dresses and have magics. And some of them look great. They turn into Scorpia. Scorpia was basically a scorpion woman, right? So they were creative with it, right? So again, from a marketing standpoint, it's gonna make sense as long as it's not as long as it doesn't feel force fed. Right? And that's the only thing they're concentrating on, then you'll see the difference. Versus when it is forced on you deliberately, right? So I think it's a good move. I think it's the start of a good move for everybody. More people are going to follow suit. The ones that are going to do it last is going to be Disney, of course, because we know that Kathleen Kennedy, she's a fucking piece of work, and she's still running shit over there. And
I mean,
it probably would be.
it's what's his name, the guy in charge. And again, dude, that the reference I made to allies when it comes to
A lot of it will probably happen.
It's ingrained, dude. It's a cancer.
Give me 1 second, guys.
The problem with Disney is it's a cancer. I mean, and to piggyback off of what Hebot was saying, at least you can kind of tell, dude, when they release that, dude. The biggest problem I have with the DEI stuff, dude, because I see it in my own organization that I work with, it becomes toxic, which is ironic because it's supposed to fight toxicity, right? It becomes toxic, dude. I just went through training the other day for what we call equal opportunity training and stuff like that, right? And it's something, and it's even worse for I work for the government, so it's even worse, man, because it's probably take years for them to course correct. Whereas businesses you see right now, like Microsoft, but I think it's a combination of what Hebot was seeing as far as it's affecting their business model. As you can see, we talked about it when it comes to on this channel about how DEI now everybody's putting a mark on it. Sweet Baby Inc. Everybody knows what that is now. Nobody had a clue, right? I've been following this stuff for years, man, because I am politically charged, which I find sad, dude. I don't like politics and gaming because gaming for me has always been an escape, just like with the shows I like to watch, all of that stuff. Dude, I participate in this hobby to get away from real world stuff, and I'm talking about everyday life. But it's so inundated within everything that you consume now, and that's the problem, right? People are starting to wake up. And that's what they're seeing with DEI. What started off is just like the road. It's just like the old saying, like the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and that's what you're seeing right now. Would it be cool if things were more diverse? Yeah. Should everybody get a fair shot? Yeah. Should people be good to other people? Right. You shouldn't look people by the color of their skin or their ethnic background or their level as far as
it doesn't work.
All of that stuff is important, but at the end of the day, the problem with all of this stuff, especially when it's organized, dude, it becomes weaponized, and then it becomes political, right? And then it becomes a hammer, dude. Elon Musk probably said it the best.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All the
what I was trying to say. I was trying to say it doesn't work with gaming. All that political stuff just doesn't work because gaming is an escapism. It's a form of entertainment to escape your mind and your emotions. And when you pushing political things that are based off reality or real world event, it just ruins it. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it belongs there. It doesn't
here's
work.
the problem, right? A lot of these people who are in these big companies and stuff like that, they have a certain ideological bent, and they think unfortunately they think that everybody's like that. Right, and then they realize really quickly people are not. This is where the name calling comes in. This is where you're a Nazi, you're a right wing nut job, you're a Christian fundamentalist. Right. All of this stuff comes into play. Right, they start hashtagging you. Basically, they start probably putting you into boxes, and then we've come to a point where people. This is the problem that a lot of people are beginning to realize. Right, when you start putting people into boxes, right, there's going to come a point where people don't care. Because what happens is, well, you're going to call me this anyway, even though I don't feel I'm this way, or you're trying to stifle my opinion or how I feel, or what I value. And then what tends to happen is people push back, right? And that's one of the things that you see going on right now in the public discourse. And I'm talking about across the board.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, that's like when I said. That's what I was saying. For example, I was like, listen. I don't like, for example, just as using as an example to what the conversation is about. I said I don't like Biden because the administration has done nothing good for this country. But the reality is the man is senile. He's not there, right? So how can he run a country if he doesn't even know where he is at half the time? But that does not mean that because I would rather support somebody that is more coherent, that knows business, that knows how to shape up things based off business ethics, right? Which would be Trump. That doesn't mean I want to see Joe Biden shot and killed. No, that's fucked up. You don't kill nobody because you don't agree in politics or religion or in console, gaming ideas. That's crazy. That's savagery. That's acting like we're a bunch of animals. We're not. We're like we're archaic and doing the caveman ages. That's not how that works. We could agree for 100 hours, right? Like King Trash in the comment, we could agree with him all and even have a conversation, but be civil. There's no reason to be, even personal and say stupid shit, involve family, or try to hurt somebody. That's when it's always out of place and out of control. I would never wish anything wrong for that man. Like to be shot and killed in front of his family, friends. Don't matter if I don't agree with his ethic. That's a human being at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That shit is just disgusting. And people are like, oh, fuck you. I wish that, Trump would have gotten killed. Like, nah, bro. You got to go check yourself if you think like that, because there's a problem. Seriously. Like, that's not a normal way of thinking. You know what I mean? No way in hell. Not even with your worst enemy. Like, listen, no one deserves to die in a fucked up way like that. No one. And I wholeheartedly stand by that. But, some of these people, they act like whack jobs. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I told you it was strep throat. I knew it. Hello, get in. You get what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part for the course, dude. It's part for the course.
Yeah, it's part for the course, of course. Yeah. Hey, did you guys see how once again we're proven as gamers that our market ain't shit? We don't run shit as casuals, because supposedly all these Xbox Series S's are selling like hotcakes based off college football. God damn it!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Unlimited. Are you playing it? You're playing it, right?
What was that?
You're playing Unlimited, right? You're playing the college football, right?
No. I as much as I love sports, I don't pay $70 for sports games.
It's free. Isn't it free?
No. Well, there's a 10-hour trial on Game Pass, but I haven't.
I'm sorry.
I haven't tried it. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. I don't spend $70 on sports.
My son's been playing it.
I could watch. I could watch college, pro, amateur sports all day long. I can't play sports games right now. Now I hear great things about college football. So once that price go down a bit, I'm definitely gonna give it a fair shot.
But the problem, Unlimited. Here's the other problem, Unlimited. Right? Not to cut you off, I'm just adding to what you're saying. Right? With us being the type of gamers that we are, that we love playing so many things. We just got Flintlock. We just got the game you stream, the Dungeons. I forget the name of it. Hindenburg, right? And then Path of Goddess. Us being gamers, we rather play those games first, right? Before a sports game, because a sports game is something you do when you got nothing else to play on a Sunday afternoon, maybe, and relax. The most people that are playing those games are just people that just play Xbox for a sports game, like a football or a GTA or a Call of Duty or maybe even a Minecraft. That's why I say, once again, we're being proven that the casual market is the one who runs the deal. Because
did you see Hubot? College football had over 2 million players paid for the $100 version early access.
Yeah, 2.1.
That's some Game Pass shit that happened with Halo and Forza Horizon 5 and Starfield.
Bro, $710 million in early access. I'm like, damn.
Did you guys see who promoted it?
No, didn't see. Who was promoting it?
They showed Snoop Dogg with the S playing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that. Yeah, Snoop Dogg was playing it on the Series S and it blew up. Yeah,
he was happy. So
Xbox with the free marketing on that one, man. No wonder why their marketing budget ain't big. They just had Snoop Dogg give him free promotion, and just because the dude loves his sports games on Xbox, man, you can't beat that.
That was a good. When I saw that, I was like, okay, that's amazing. But again, and I'll pat myself on the back.
But Snoop might be one of the best celebrities you could get these days, because everybody seems to like him, and he knows. Yeah. He doesn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? Him and The Rock are like two celebrities that they don't really give any opinions that rub anybody the wrong way.
I mean, they
just
do.
themselves. Well, they do, but they don't. Yeah, it's rare and it don't get out publicly like that.
Yeah, because they can read the room unlimited. It's amazing to watch. These guys can read the room.
like Snoop's. Listen, if Xbox just gave Snoop, just pay Snoop just for 1 week to play that game on the Xbox, and all you gotta do is show that Xbox controller every once in a while I'm playing on stream, boom, killer right there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not no bullshit either. I wish I would have recorded it at the time. I returned. I think it was a figure that I had bought from one store to another because I wanted to get another one. And that store had it in my in the Paramus area, GameStop, and I went in there, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because I was in there maybe, I want to say about 25 minutes tops, maybe 30, right? And I kid you not, in that time span, I saw from all ages, from teenager to adult to young teenager, right? There was 4 people that bought an Xbox Series S in that time span I was in there. And I'm like, why are they buying the S? What the fuck? And that's when it hit me. And my son was telling me, oh, yeah, the college football came out. And that's exactly what it was. They bought 4 S in less than 30 minutes where I was. And I was like, usually I see people, buying a Switch or a PlayStation when it comes to GameStop. Not necessarily other stores. Other stores usually sell Xbox, like Best Buys. I would see people buy Xbox, or even like Target. But in GameStop, you predominantly see, the Switch or Nintendo. I mean, the Nintendo or the PlayStation. And they literally were buying the Xbox. I was like, I wonder what the fuck. And it's because you could play it early for 10 hours free on the Xbox. Yep. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's why. And, and again, it just goes to show you, and I think they're going to see this with the numbers, since the college football is only on Xbox Series S and S and on PS5, because it's, it could clearly run as a cross-gen. But I guess they did it since, it's not as high risk as the NFL. They're like, let's do it only next gen to see what happens. And they seen this domino effect, which just proves that if you give people and gamers, right, even the casuals, that incentive of buying a new console for games that are only exclusive to next generation, it's going to move consoles. It's going to sell. You know what I'm saying? I really think that GTA 6, when it comes out, is going to be a big deal. Like, it's going to do a massive amount of numbers hardware-wise for both Xbox and PlayStation, because it's only next gen and it's not going to be on PC. You see what I'm saying?
When does it come out?
Which one?
No release date, just sometime next year as of now.
Oh.
Oh yeah, 2000. Yeah.
The PlayStation guys are hanging they're hanging their hat on that game because they're assuming that Sony's going to have the marketing rights.
Which it's going to be a waste of money.
Not exclusive.
Yeah, but I think just to push that narrative, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if they get the market rights, it's going to be a waste of money. Because the thing is that most people are just going to buy it on their favorite console anyway. People probably aren't as aware or deep into it as we are, but they at least know that GTA is going to be on everything. It doesn't really matter if at the end of the commercial it has a PlayStation logo.
Unlimited, is that the same? Unlimited, the same logic that they apply to PlayStation, right? It applies to Xbox. Anybody that bought an Xbox, like me, you, Sega Forever, Sega Man, all our crew, right? Any of us that bought an Xbox, we got thousands and thousands and hundreds of games. There's no way in hell that any of us is going to be like, I'm going to drop the Xbox and go buy a PlayStation and start all over with my whole entire catalog. No one's going to do that. Especially with the back compat that we have, because we have backward compatibility for 4 generations. So as an Xbox fan, you know what I'm saying? Most of us will never go anywhere else because we can play OG, 360, Xbox One, and now Series consoles. No one's going to give us that value. And no one else is going to preserve our money and our games the way that Xbox does. And that's the whole argument that we have. Like, with PlayStation, not so much, and Nintendo, because you have to rebuy all their shit. You have to keep the consoles and rebuy all the new shit if you want to play it on your new console, because they don't do backwards compat like that. And then when they do it, like the way Sony does it, is they give you a version of the game that is just a little bit slightly a hint better than what the original was, and yet they're charging you like $20 for each game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's not like Xbox that we got 60 games and OG, where we get enhancements that are like brand new remasters for free, and we can still play them there. Like, I didn't even know, Unlimited, that you can play the that fucking Dead Island game that is in third person. It's I forget what it's called. I was looking at it because I did my first video for the 360 store, and I'm trying to upload it. It's still uploading right now. And I didn't realize that was back compat. Now I can go back and play it. I didn't know. Do you remember the name of it? The Dead Island game that's in third person that you play, and it's like so shaded. It almost reminds me of like Dead Rising almost a little bit, but it's within the Dead Island universe. Do you remember the name of that one?
Yeah, it's Dead Island something. Escape from something, I think.
Well, that one. I didn't know that was there. Now I can play it. I didn't realize it was there. And I've had the game. I've been had. Like, I wish they had Ninja Gaiden Yaiba back compat. And it's not, but I wish that was, you know? So,
right.
Again, you know, it's the same logic for an Xbox gamer. If hold on one second, guys.
Walgreens is not contracted with her insurance. So if she put in a coupon card and it's $4.
Escape Dead Island.
Okay.
What is it?
Escape Dead Island. I think it's
Dead Island. Okay. Thank you, Unlimited. I was trying to remember the name of it. I'll give it yeah. So you know, it's things like that. So that logic applies to Xbox gamers, especially long-term Xbox gamers. We're not gonna go start on a PlayStation and their ecosystem and rebuy our catalog when we have our catalog that's existing, and we don't even have to rebuy it because it works right with the console the way they designed it through back compat all our old games. Why would we leave and go play on PlayStation just to start over and only play one game or two games that they might bring out in the course of a year? You see? So that logic is stupid. You know, people only try to apply it to like PlayStation, say, oh, I ain't gonna go on no Xbox. I got all my catalog there. But yeah, at least when you go on Xbox, you got Game Pass automatically day and day, where you don't pay for the new stuff releasing day and day when you still have to pay for it full price on PlayStation. So you're at least saving money. You're saving money and playing new games, and you got real free backwards compatibility with real free enhancements. You know? Right. So there's a bigger incentive. And then you can throw in and say, oh, well, keep in mind, you could always get it through Xbox All Access and just take it home and pay $37 a month, and you still got access to Game Pass, online, all the perks, and the console day one. You can't do that with PlayStation and Nintendo unless you put it on a credit card, paying a 29 or 26% interest rate with most cards because they're fucking garbage, right? And that's the amount, or 3 times the amount. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's more incentive to buy Xbox than the console at the end of the day, and that's the argument that people try to ignore. Hold on one second.
Yeah, man. Man. I don't know, man. I just think that Xbox is in a good place right now. Going forward, it looks like things is going to just continue getting better. I guess the only thing is that how they're going to distribute some of their games might worry people. But you know, right now that's when that time comes, and then the rumors don't help because for some reason it's like every week I log on, apparently there's a rumor of a new game is being put on PlayStation, which to me are never true. But
I mean, I think just they're looking at their game plan and what they're doing. And I don't believe any of that, honestly, dude, because it usually comes from certain sources, certain people, and it's carried by a community that has nothing to do with our console or ecosystem, right?
Mhm.
And then, and then when it comes into our it's usually the same talking heads that are scared about everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, at some point, I've just tuned them out, especially this year, because that's all that's left. That's all they have to go forward with. Like how we constantly bring up all these different type of problems with Xbox, and this is why I've kind of lost faith in the community, because I mean, at the end of the day, you should be playing your games.
Mhm.
Aside from these podcasts that I do, man, I'm my involvement with video gaming right now. It's just like you said, man. It's just playing my games or trying to play my games. It's unfortunate the games that I like and that I play are so long.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm still love Dragon's Dogma 2, but man, that's a long game.
Yeah,
You
like Dungeons of Hindenburg. I think like you can finish some of these games, guys, but it's the actual experience in playing the games that I love.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about the experience.
Dungeons and Hindenburg seem like it'll be, it won't be super long. It looks like, I guess, judging from what I played, at least there are 25 dungeons to conquer. I already did 2, so 23 to go.
But it has that leveling up mechanic, and
Yeah.
So that you have
Yeah,
choices.
and you build relationships with some of the town people.
Yeah, I like that kind of
and stuff. Yeah.
But I will pat myself on the back.
The only sorry to cut you off.
No,
The only negative, and this is only a negative but not really a game killer. It's the lack of voice acting. But again, with these games, these devs just don't have the budget to have full on voice actors, so it's fine. You know what I'm saying? It don't bother me the way some other games that do have big budgets when they skip out and don't have voice acting for some reason. And I'm just like, nah, man.
Yeah, I think it adds to the game because of the way they do the bubbling. Me and Unlimited are comic book guys.
Yeah. It's got a very cool art style too.
Yeah. So at least they did that, right? The bubbling.
Yeah.
That's why I always give Borderlands credit, even though there's some things that people get upset about.
Yeah.
They bought into their own world, and I always appreciate that.
Right.
Given the way I've grown up in pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
But Unlimited, I'll pat myself on the back. I've been saying for years that Xbox should buy EA. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why, guys. I tell people this, on the channels, before I started playing the games that I'm playing now, I'm a different gamer than I was when I was younger. But when I was younger, dude, I was hardcore into sports, man. I'm a Steelers fan, dude.
Yeah.
I grew up old school. This is why I can watch WNBA now, because I grew up with that type of basketball. But I know they're changing. But anyway, my point being is it speaks to me in that level. Yeah. And so for me, there's a lot of people that love sports, that love to play sports, and that's a market. You already got COD, right? If you're gonna buy another purchase, as much as I love Sega,
that's an excellent point.
Yeah, I mean they're cornering the market is what they're doing. To answer Cygnus, to go back to you, Cygnus and Kid Thrash, who bounced, but I mean just to answer what they were saying in the chat, this is why I'm not worried. Somebody put out like this, I think it was Cobra. One of the guys on Twitter put out this post where they're showing all the games that are online and how many people participated in those games. And we're talking millions of people across the board. Yeah. I think Forza had the highest with 40 million. And when Microsoft does it, they have to do it like currently playing. Playing, that's their active number. Right. Microsoft can't fudge numbers or make stuff up. I mean, aside from all, and it has nothing to do with the consoleware stuff, which is part of the problem or part of the equation, but what it has to do with is Microsoft as an industry leader. They can't fudge stuff. Right. They already got the FTC up their ass. They don't need any more.
Right.
So they dot their I's, they cross their T's. Like Unlimited said, they got a suite of lawyers. To make sure that they don't do that. So
it had me thinking, like, what's the FTC going to do anyway? Yeah, they're just regulators. At worst, they'll pay a fine that's going to be less than 0.000000001% of Microsoft's profits.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, that's just so hilarious and so silly of them. But it got people talking. You know what I'm saying.
Well, Microsoft has contracts with the government anyway, so it's just like giving them money back. They'll get it back next quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the FTC, I said that when it first kicked off, dude. You guys don't understand the power that the federal government has is limited. It's limited by the way our system of government is set up. There's some things that they can do to step outside the box. And the reason they get away with a lot of this stuff is that people need to be roused to take action. The problem with Lena Khan, I'll just mention this to you guys, is she's appointed in that position. I believe she went before the committee, right? Like they at the end of the day, right? Whatever administration's in charge, they get to select the people they want, and it's
Yeah.
within those committee meetings that you determine if the person gets the job or not. But technically, they're appointed. You don't vote on them. This is why a lot of people are confused when the
Right.
government gets intrusive and is intruding into your life. And I'm like, hey, dude, I didn't want this. And then you vote a person out, or maybe you switch a party, or whatever you do, and then it's still happening. It's because it's ingrained in the system.
Right.
And that's the big problem. This is why, like when Eva was talking about Disney needs to just die,
Mhm.
right? Because that getting back on the DEI stuff, that DEI thing
Mhm.
is ingrained in there, and it's like I don't like to use this lightly, but it is like an infection.
Mhm.
Um, um, and the treatment sometimes is the host doesn't make it.
All right.
You know what I mean? So. But yeah, dude. I mean, if I was, I think this is what Satya talks about when he says they're not done.
Nah, man, they definitely ain't done. Nah,
Yeah.
they ain't done. I mean, look, right now they got stuff cooking up, right? They got stuff cooking up
Yeah.
that we don't we don't know about. And then but they and so that and what was I'm trying to say? Pretty much, that's why I think a lot of people at Microsoft are the way they are, because they got knowledge we don't. So when they see the reactions to stuff, I know some of them has to just sit back and laugh, like, oh man, they don't know what we got coming. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how it is. Every other month, Microsoft is dead, and then they
Yeah.
do something like the Summer
Yeah.
Game Show or go to
Yeah.
Gamescom or release a game, and then all of a sudden they're back up. It's very up and down and bipolar when it comes to Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never seen a brand that died and revived so many times. This year alone, they died in January, came back at the end of the month with the developer direct.
Right.
They died, I think, in March or something. They came back in April. They died in May before the showcase. They came back with the best showcase ever.
So how long has it been Unlimited? Like 14 years. So like they're a dynasty. If
Yeah,
they're a sports franchise, they'd be a dynasty. They've been holding this title for like 14 years straight.
I mean, move over 60s era Celtics. We got
Yeah.
a new reigning champ.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I wanted to answer this. Cygnus says, "What's crazy is the Halo show is way more expensive than Fallout and the Last of Us show." I mean, for me, Cygnus,
I have no clue what their budgets are to even comment on that. I'd have to look that up, because just because he says something doesn't mean I'm going to take it at face value. No offense, Cygnus. It's just how I am. Especially with a claim like that, I can't say something like that so definitively, and then I read something else later, and then like, oh shit, I feel like a jackass because I'm wrong. But it probably did have a high ass budget. The show was hugely produced, but I have no clue. No clue.
Well, Cygnus, I can tell you this much: Paramount is in. They've been wheeling in the background. Their business. Their business. I'm talking about their Paramount proper. Their business has been searching for money, looking for buyers and stuff like that. This is why Fallout on Amazon is a little bit more stable.
Right.
At the end of the day, right? So, and you see Amazon and Microsoft working, dude. This is the stuff that, for all the people out there hating on it, dude. This is what Phil was talking about when he's looking at competition, right? So either you go to war with the competition, or you make treaties, and that's what you see. And this is what blows me away, guys. Because if somebody as simple as myself sees this kind of stuff, why aren't the people that are responsible for reporting on this stuff telling you these things? Right. It's not a zero-sum game at the end of the day. If this is why console warring and stuff like that is going away, because it's not a zero-sum game like how we participated years ago.
Right.
Right. There's layers to this, dude. As Doc Darko likes to say, there's layers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's stuff going on again that, like Unlimited just said, we don't know. We don't know the machinations of every single thing. We're just basically sitting here looking at it and taking the best guess. The sad thing is that the people that should know is doing the same thing we are, and this is why I stopped listening to them. I'm just like, dude, I mean, let's be honest, man. These guys are wrong, and they're wrong the majority of the time.
Yeah. That's why the few times they get it right means nothing to me, and it's a gotcha moment to me. because to me, when I see you wrong 98% of the time, so the 2% you got right, like, hey, good luck, good job on getting lucky, man. I could hit a ball from the world's greatest picture. I could hit a ball from Verlander once every 10,000 balls you throw.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I'll be like, man, you see, I told you I could play in the MLB.
I know, dude. It's just like when me and a Fireboss was talking, and I said about seeing Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Fireboss was like, "Oh, you didn't take your shot." I was like, "Take my shot, dude. What are you talking about, dude? I'm gonna D up Shaquille O'Neal? No, that was
Right.
much needed reality check. You know
Mhm.
what we like to say in the circles of sober thinking. You know what I'm saying? Thinking
Right.
sober, right? I mean, that's just how it is sometimes, right? Look, Mimic, there is someone clipping your podcast. Oh, good. Maybe I'll get more views. It's a Mimic. I'll be honest with you. I'm not trying to be.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I'm not on you at all. Thank you for sharing this. But dude, if you're clipping my podcast, dude, you've reached the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, dude. I mean, it's slim pickings, dude. It's slim pickings.
Yeah. Well, the content well must be pretty dry. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude. You should be clipping Hebot or Hebot. See, even Hebot doesn't do videos.
Yeah.
But definitely Unlimited. When you come back, I'm pretty sure they'll be like, oh, like right now I'm like Chopsteak. When Unlimited brings this stuff up, it will fill in.
Oh yeah.
Right? They'd be like, oh man, see, this dude actually got articles and stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been clipped before. It's just that I genuinely don't care. I remember one time on a stream, E-Rock said that sometimes when he had a channel, he looked up to see what people would say about him. I've never Googled my own YouTube channel, man. If somebody's saying something about me out there, I don't care, guys. It's video games. I literally do this for fun because I love gaming, and I love hanging out with these people like Sega Forever and E-Rock, Hebot, and all them. It's really almost that simple for me. Because if anything happened to y'all, man, I'd have no motivation for this. I don't want like sometimes I do a solo podcast and that's fun to hang out the chat. I don't want every podcast to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should do more of those, because I think the audience, man, you have a
yeah. I like hanging out with them and interacting with the chat. That's always but for me, I just need to switch things up. Sometimes you do the solo, other times you get the crew together. That's how to me that's always a good mix. Because and the good thing about having a chat like the one I have is that a lot of them are just generally great to talk to and very informative, and hell, they'll correct me. You know what I'm saying? They'll correct me, and I try to always give them props when they do correct me on stuff, because because you know me, I never pretend to know everything. I just speak my mind and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like you said, man, we have so many. We have games we have to play.
Yeah. Yep.
And time is very limited. When my podcast, I know I'm all over the place, guys, but it's usually like the topics that happened this week. It was crazy. This has been a crazy week for Xbox and Microsoft. And if you go to the media, you won't know anything about it because of the way, number one, they report it, or number two, the way they don't report it.
All right.
I mean, if you guys are in the Xbox ecosystem, I hope you guys do keep up, right? Because this is why you see a lot of people worried about Game Pass going away. It's failing. That's why Microsoft had to raise the price, and people not being cognizant. And again, this is the gaming media that should be talking about this kind of stuff because everybody's raising the price. I think Sony now is looking at raising the price of their games to what, $85?
Really?
Yeah, I saw some kind of clip news article on it. Don't quote me on that, guys. I'm just saying. But to me, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I would not be surprised, dude. They jumped that gun with the 70, and I think that was part of their business plan to kind of go against Microsoft.
Right.
And so if you're telling me that Sony's going to go 85, dude, I lived in the Sony electronic era.
Mm-hmm.
They were quick to use that brand name to do whatever they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I experienced that firsthand. It's one of the reasons why I kind of left their brand. You buy certain products and they have proprietary stuff to their products, to their equipment, man, and then the stuff isn't successful, right? So that's what makes me laugh Unlimited, because you have people on the Sony side that are quick to talk about the Connect and stuff like that. Meanwhile, I'm looking at these dudes and like, dude, you guys built an empire on this stuff, proprietary.
Yeah.
That was your MO for the longest time. I mean, it caught up with you guys. It caught up with Sony, right?
Mm-hmm.
When like places like South Korea or South America got hip to the game, right, and realized how they could get in, right. That's why sometimes you got to be careful, man. You leave that opening for which I think is great. It's great for us as consumers.
All right.
That's why everybody has Samsung TVs now, dude. I've lived in a
Yeah. Sony had them expensive TV, and the Samsung originally was the affordable ones, but had pretty good quality that people could get into.
Yeah, Samsung was like the Yugo back in the day. For all you guys that don't know,
Samsung was TCL before TCL.
Yeah, well, they were worse than TCL. At least TCL came in with something.
Yeah,
like just go back and look. Some of you guys are old enough to remember Lucky Gold Star. That's what LG stands for. Lucky Gold Star. That's their background.
Yeah.
But yeah, we in the chat like hanging with. Yeah, thanks, Tool Man.
Yeah.
Tool Man always the first one in the chat too. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, man, he is. He's one of them that's always there fast.
Dude, I gotta give Tool Man a MVP badge, man, because the way I do my podcast, dude, and you there, you the man, bro. Even the guys in the, I get sometimes T-Ball get mad at me. He was messaging like, dude, why didn't you let me know this and that? I was like, dude, I didn't even know I was doing that. I just didn't want. Even my own crew would be like, the guys in the crew would be like, hey man, you need to step up your game. You get notification, something. But unlimited, dude. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to bounce. I thought some of the other guys would be in there, so you guys, I gotta drop off my daughter.
Oh, okay.
It's only gonna be a couple minutes, man. But if the other guys was in here, I'd just discreetly step out, drop them off.
Yeah. I know how it works. I know.
Yes. I'll be like, guys, I'm gonna get a glass of water. Click, microphone off.
Yeah.
Like half an hour later.
It's Norton, and hell, I would take over, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm still a little behind on everything. On the fish, I'm not super caught up on all the gaming news. I'm kind of just aware of the stuff that comes through my way. So yeah, I probably wouldn't even be entertaining because I could do it solo for a while. I've done it plenty of times, But
I think my biggest concern
this one be a lot of uhs and ums because I don't know what the fuck I'm not sure where to start from right at the moment.
Right.
It's just been crazy out here where I live. That's really just been the main issue. But I did finally upgrade my PC.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. Like I'll be afraid like something we get a disconnection or something.
Yeah, no. For my old ass PC that got me to college finally kicked the bucket, and I was like, shit, all right.
Fork up that money.
Yeah. And so and then I got one with some pretty solid gaming capabilities just in case, because nice. I can't, I figure might as well. If Xbox is gonna do this play anywhere thing, I'm gonna give everything a test. And I must say, as someone who's never going to be a PC gamer like that, it's been pretty cool to see some of these games in like ultra settings and all the other stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's a novelty to it. I could get behind, but I could already tell that I'm going to be back at the status quo on my couch playing Xbox, and this thing just maybe so, like for example. I tried out games like Starfield and Hellblade on these high settings, and it was really cool to see them running and look really good. But I don't know, man. I think I'm just a filthy console gamer at heart.
I mean, it's where you like to, where you feel the most comfortable. I think.
Yeah. And the other thing, sorry, but let me say this before we end it. For Xbox is to say play anywhere. A surprising few games that I own a lot of digital only games, right? Or digital games. Only like 50 of them are play anywhere that I could just download right now with my PC. And I'm not counting Game Pass, you know what I'm saying? Because I got Game Pass Ultimate. But let's say if I didn't have Game Pass Ultimate and just use my library, I was surprised to see so few games are play anywhere. So I'm thinking if they really gonna want you to play your games everywhere, they're gonna have to step up their game on these games. The games you buy being playable on PC or Xbox seamlessly. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed that I can only try for games I own. I mean digitally. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I think Dea was speaking on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with her. I actually wanted to do a podcast with just her, and then I think Gogo wanted to jump in because he's PC.
Yeah.
And then like have them explain to me, like expand on that, because I think that is, I think one of the reasons why like I know Dale was talking about the store is not great.
Mm-hmm.
It's not user friendly for a lot of PC guys. I know there's a couple things she was talking about. And I found that interesting because, like I said, my connection to PC is very limited. So
Right.
yeah, but I know she was like she had stuff going on and stuff like that. But I definitely still want to do that podcast because for my own information as well as everybody that checks us out. You know what I mean? Because I think that is something that we're gonna have to look at in the future. To your point, Cygnus. To Cygnus's point. But look, dude, on this podcast, dude, we ain't doom and gloom. Because at the end of the day, dude,
guys, you could criticize something without hating it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like discipline your child doesn't mean you hate your child. It's kind of the same with anything. Like just because, and this is something I say all the time. I love Xbox, but that don't mean I think every single thing about it is perfect. It just means that I so happen to like everything. You know, most of it. You know what I'm saying? And when most of it's good, I have confidence that they could fix the few criticisms I may have of it.
and then
But
for me,
the doom and yeah.
no, okay.
Oh yeah, but to me that's what makes the doom and gloom stuff so silly because the doom and gloom is rarely ever even close to as bad as a lot of people making it seem. And to me, it just ends up feeling like fake outrage. It's either that or people get triggered super easier than I would think. Because the stuff that people be thinking it makes Xbox dead is usually something that's at most a mild inconvenience, in my opinion. And then I'm playing these games, having a good time, and so I come up here like, guys, the games are fun. We got a lot of games. We got access to Game Pass. I'm not sure what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should be the one that should demand. Even when people like demand more, I'm just thinking demand more. What? Xbox has like 40 studios. We get all the games. They're all day one on Game Pass Ultimate. I don't know what the fuck to demand from them. Really, that they should release them earlier, sooner, or quicker. Well, I mean, game development takes forever on every game. Look at Sony. They're dry as hell because they got nothing. Everything, they got nothing to show right now.
But they would have had COD, but
yeah.
They'd be like if they still had the rights to the marketing, they'd be full on blitzing. Then you'd have to deal with guys like the pony side. Say, oh, it's over, right? We got caught. What they always did, dude, and they've done this for like over a decade. It's like they would take third-party games and kind of slyly incorporate it into their roadmap of Sony stuff. And even though Sony was dry for years, right? Like God of War, all these games take years to make.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing right now. They can't do that anymore. Microsoft benevolently took upon themselves to free AKB. And this is why you see Sony the way they are, and this is why these guys are quiet. I mean, it's actually brilliant.
Yeah, and we just had Hellblade. We're going to get Avowed and Indiana Jones and Flight Simulator later this year. Next year, it's got a great lineup of Perfect Dark and South of Midnight and all that. So I'm good. And then Xbox are making more of the games that I tend to play. Being the RPG open world guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're making more of the games that I tend to enjoy more. And that's no shot at the classics because there's a reason why everybody's hyped for Gears of War E-Day. It's going to be phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that it's a prequel to everything is really going to be exciting. You know, especially for people who's followed the lore. But my thing is just that Xbox has hit this point where they got a nice diverse set of games, a fantastic service. I'm not hurting for games on Xbox. Hell, I own so many games on Xbox. To be honest, I gotta admit I wasted money getting the Switch. I even though I got my PS5 for free, I still wasted money buying games on that because I got so many games on Xbox. The truth of the matter is, I could not play fucking God of War, which isn't even amazing, as amazing as they pretend it is, and I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I could be perfectly fine not playing Spider-Man 2 and spray painting as Death Girls and all this other shit and playing as Venom, something that isn't even really that new, to fight Venom in the Spider-Man game, or to playing the black suit and stuff like that. Yeah. So and then I'll end it by saying this, and this might be a super controversial take, but I don't think there's any one exclusive on Nintendo or Sony that ever pull me away from Xbox, because when I have hundreds and hundreds of games, the truth of the matter is, even we could use, I don't know, Mario for example. yeah, Mario might be good. But if I want to play a platform, I'll just play something that's something like Cuphead or Super Lucky's Tale. Then you know what I'm saying? There are platformers on. It's not like Xbox has zero platformers and the only one to play out there is Mario. Or in the case of Sony, where every game's a third person action. It's not like there are no third person games to play on Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And yeah, so my thing has always been the way that a lot of us are these days is that most of us with a main platform. The truth of the matter is we own so many games on that one platform, and most games are multi-plat anyway. That the few games that are exclusive kind of aren't nearly as big as a deal. This is just my opinion because I know people treat exclusives like the end all be all, and again because I've noticed that certain other people that we're watching today, I gotta clarify before they take me out of context. No, this doesn't mean I don't want Xbox to have exclusives. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that there's so if you a primary Xbox gamer, you got so much now in the future that it's to me it's not a big deal if you don't fucking play Concord or if you don't play fucking
Helldiver.
Wolverine or Helldivers.
Yeah.
Wow, I missed out on 3 games. So what?
Yeah, and that's the reality that they got to. It's funny that guys who are on the PlayStation side can look at us and say stuff, but not look at look at themselves in the situation they're in.
Yeah.
With their games or their services or even their console, right? I mean, that's the end of the day. That's what the problem is, and which is fine with me, dude, because that shock and awe is going to be beautiful to experience.
Yeah.
When everything comes crashing down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to wrap it up. You know what I'll do? I'll come back, and if you're still around, then we can do a part 2.
Yeah. You could shoot me a link. I should be home for all day anyway.
All right, brother. All right, I'm gonna end the podcast and then come back.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Part 2 coming up. Give me about an hour.
All right.
All right, guys. Okay, bye.